Like, live, live, live. Are we live? Chat, can you hear me? Chat, chat, chat. Can you hear me? Are we live? Are we live? We're just checking sure and make sure the stream is live and you guys can hear me. If the audio is fine, let me know if the audio is fine. If it is fine, we will go to it. It looks like I'm coming through. Amazing. We got some interesting stuff that we're going to talk about today. You want to make sure that you tune in and you want to make sure you tell your peoples. Now is the time to send that link. Send it because we're getting into some stuff today. Ooh, we're getting into it. So send that link and we're going to have some fun today. Okay. Let's get to it. Amazing. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Can we get the big picture for me? Oh, you know what? Let's leave it like this. Let me get used to this. My bad. You can leave it, yeah. Because this will be the new change. Sorry, y'all. Welcome to the Joel Friday TV show, podcast show. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. Another Tuesday. Amazing. Aren't you happy that we're back again for some more fellowship? I'm grateful. Thank y'all. Topics to be covered today. Last week, what did we talk about? Do you guys remember? I don't remember what I ate for breakfast, but I have it written here. Lizzo, Mia Khalifa, and Meek Mill. We talked about them last week. We played clips from them, and we showed about little parts where they were talking about, or basically how they were in denial to protect the ego, right? Lizzo being called out over the scandal for treating her dancers in a bad way, which is a lawsuit against Lizzo. We talked about that. We talked about fat shaming. We talked about Mia Khalifa, which is a ex-porn star. She talked about how she's been in a few marriages and engagements, and how women shouldn't be ashamed to leave men who are treating them wrong. And we talked about Meek Mill admitting to making music that's ignorant because the labels are paying him to do it. All these things, in my opinion, are denial of being honest about what's really going on and to really look at self and speak the truth and be honest, because there's a fear of what they might find, what human beings might find if we actually look at ourselves, right? And we actually watch ourselves and go there and go to those scary, deep corners of our soul, right? And really be honest. And we don't do it because we try to protect our ego. We try to protect our feelings. We try to protect ourselves from feeling pain, going through pain, having to face things, which is all a lie. And we kind of break down and uncover what that means and how to overcome it in the last episode, episode 26. So if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. But not right now. You got to watch today's episode because it's going to be a good one if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, right? Okay. So today's topic. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Okay. Why black men are leaving black women. We're getting into it today. Why black men are leaving black women. Now, if you're not black, this message is universal message for everybody, right? But I'm specifically talking about why black men are leaving black women, because black women, this is a really big conversation in the black community about why black men tend to not stay around. And it's also widespread known that as you walk the streets, you see a lot of black men with white girls, white women, Mexican women. You see them all over the place, right? Mixing the race, right? No longer with the black girls. Now, you still see some black men and women still together, right? But you definitely see a lot of black men with another race. And it's a conversation in the black community, trust me. This is a thing. And black women talk about it, and according to black people I've come across on social media, they're hurt, black women, they're hurt by it. So we're gonna talk about it. But this message also goes for men and women in general, right? So you don't gotta click away if you're not black. It's a universal message for everybody. All right? Amazing. So we're gonna get into that today and maybe some other stuff. But first, before we get into that stuff, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. Hit the like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the subscribers up and the message out. We gotta do it. It's time. So much stuff going on in the world. It's crazy. So we gotta share these videos so the algorithms can do their thing and we can get the message out. Right? So make sure you do that. Also, this is a talk show, so you can call in. At 888-775-3773, we have some lines open. You can call in, and we could talk about the topics at hand or anything, any questions or comments you may have. We can get into it. We can argue. We can agree. We can fellowship. All in the name of Jesus. I'm here for it all. I've done it all. Right? So you can call in. 888-775-3773. Amazing. So there's this black woman named Jasmine Sullivan. She's a singer. Mind you, very, 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 very legendary, in my opinion, R&B singer. Very great, one of the greats. And she's young, she's 36. One of the greats. And she's made a lot of great songs. A lot of the artists that you listen to today have, in some shape or form, been influenced by Jasmine Sullivan. I can almost guarantee it, because her vocal ability is insane and her music making ability is insane. And she's just a great artist. And if you make music or you're an artist, or you love music, you appreciate music, you know who Jasmine Sullivan is. She's very well known, especially within the industry. She's not like mainstream that much. So a lot of people may not know who she is, but you should look her up. She's really good. But anyway, Jasmine Sullivan is also a black woman, right? And she has a song out. I don't think it's new, but she has a song out. If you could show a picture of Jasmine, I don't know if you did, but here's Jasmine Sullivan. Okay, this is Jasmine Sullivan. 36 years old, according to Wikipedia. 36 years old, Grammy. She has a couple Grammys in her hand. She's very good. Also very young, but very talented. And she has a song out called Girls Like Me. And if you go to this is the album, the album cover of one of the songs that are on that album called Girls Like Me. And in this song, this is what really shaped my whole show today. In this song, she talks about how black men don't want black women anymore, and black women are hurt by it. That's basically what her whole song is about. It's actually a really good song, and it's the way she sings it, I could tell that it's coming from like she wants answers type of perspective. But it also is coming from a black perspective that seems to be a little ignorant as well. Respectfully, I say that respectfully. So I want to get into it because this is, like I said, this is a big topic in the Black community. And like all people, we just want answers. And I have some opinions about it that I want to get into. So this first clip that I'm going to play, well, there's only one clip, but this clip I'm going to play is her doing an acoustic cover live singing this song, Girls Like Me. And you can kind of you can kind of tell by that she really means it, like it's really coming from a personal place. And I have some comments about it. So let's roll the clip.
Y'all be making us sad. They say y'all don't know what we made. So we start acting like we don't care. Cause y'all be taking us there. Cause you don't want us no more. And it breaks us to the core. You must want it something different. Still don't know what I was missing. What you asked I would have given. Ain't it right? How these hoes be winning? What it be winning? Oh, for a girl like me, how come they be winning? And I ain't wanna be, but you gon' make a wanna.
Amazing singer, amazing voice, but I have some disagreements about the topics at hand, right? But I recognize what she's feeling. I recognize her passion for what is going on, what she thinks is going on. And I can see that she's hurt by it, right? But I also see anger that I want to address, right? And anger is the blinders. Anger is the thing that kind of like makes you blame, makes you point the finger, right? Makes you judge. And there's a lot of that going on in the Black community, all around the world, all races. But today I'm talking about black people. But there's a lot of anger there, right? So I want to break down some of the lyrics that she said, and then we'll get into it. And within the song, she says, y'all be making us sad, then say y'all don't know why we're mad. So we act like we don't care, because y'all be taking us there, because you don't want us no more, right? Very deep. You almost want to be a little sad for her. But those are the lyrics that she wrote, right? And I want to explain why it's this way. Why Black men are leaving Black women. I want to explain it from my perspective and how it was for me growing up. I'm Black, kinda, 70%, mostly Black, right? My mom is Creole, which her family is from, my mom's side of the family is from Louisiana, which is Creole's Black, French, and Spanish. And my mom is full Creole. So my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad are full Creole. But Creole also has a lot of French in it, which is, white, European, something like that. And my dad's side of the family is Black, but they're also from Louisiana, right? My dad grew up in Louisiana, came out here when he was 25, and then met my mom, and then boom, that's how it happened. But he was raised for the most part in Louisiana. So my folks are from Louisiana, and there's a lot of Creoles in Louisiana. So for the most part, I'm Black, right? But I grew up in Los Angeles, Inland Empire, San Bernardino. If you're familiar, you know where that's at. And out there, it's a lot of mixed race, white, Black, Hispanic, mixed, right? But not that many Blacks, right? There's Blacks, but not that many. And I went to all the schools I went to. My mom wanted to make sure that I was in a mixed race school, because I went to a Black school in 6th grade one time, and they wanted to beat me up. They wanted to fight me because I didn't fit in with them, because I wasn't like I didn't talk black, act black. So they wanted to like beat me up. My mom was like, you ain't doing that. So then she took me to a more mixed race school where I actually met a lot of cool people, right? And I met some cool people in the black school, but the black people, they were trying to pick on me and trying to, you know, look down upon me because my mom wasn't full black, and then I didn't speak black, and then I didn't do the black, I didn't have like the black demeanor. So they wanted to like take advantage of like that innocence, right? They wanted to exploit it. So they took me out. But so when I was growing up, I always seen all colors of people, every color, right? And but when it come to dating and girls I liked, they were always mixed race. They were always like either Mexican. I think I dated a couple white girls, but not many. But they were either Mexican, mostly Mexican to be honest, mostly Hispanic. Because a big part of my life, I grew up in a Hispanic area as well. But never any black girls. Never any black girls, right? And growing up, my friends used to kind of like pick on me. My friends and family used to kind of pick on me like, why don't you like black girls? What's wrong with you? Like, why don't you like your own kind? What's wrong with you, right? And they're like, you're racist against your own kind. And they were joking, right? But at times I would think like, dang, maybe I am racist against my own kind. Like, why don't I like, why don't I like black girls? What's going on? I never was attracted to black girls growing up. Every time I would see one, they would like me, but I just wasn't into it. It wasn't my thing. And it wasn't until I grew up and I started like really reflecting and realizing why I did not like a lot of black girls, right? And I might have like tried to date one here and there, and it was nice, but it just didn't work, right? But I started reflecting and realizing like, why not? Why not? And asking the question, why not? You know, what's the problem? And I realized that even as kids, even as when I was a child, black, and this is my earliest memories of black girls, black women, they always had an attitude. Always. They always had an attitude. They were always very dramatic. They were always very emotional. And then they always were very angry. And in my household, that wasn't a thing in my household. My mom wasn't that way. My dad was, which is a big part of a reason why when I was younger, I had fear of my father because he was angry. And that anger put fear in me. So I was afraid of that spirit, right? So when I would see black people, they would have that same spirit my father had, and I just rejected it, right? I didn't like it because it wasn't accepting to me. And it was also like, you had to watch what you say, you had to watch your step, you had to stay on guard. And I didn't like that energy. So when I was around black girls or whatever the case may be, oftentimes, not all of them, but oftentimes it was that energy. It was uncomfortable. They were mean. And that was my earliest memory. And growing up, I seen that same spirit in black women my whole life. Now, obviously, there's some good ones, right? There's some decent ones, right? Or some not angry ones. And but growing up, I always seen the attitude, the anger, the dramatics, the emotions. I always seen it, right? So I just was turned off by it. And I used to tell myself, like, why don't you try it? Why don't you try it? But then I realized that, like, I don't need to try it because there's a reason why I'm not attracted to it, right? Doesn't make them bad people. Doesn't make them a disgrace to earth. I got to say that to some people. But it does make you not want to be around them. So anger is the big thing I seen with women in the black community. Let me know if I'm making sense. But anger was a big thing. And I want to talk about anger, right? Is that a lot of the time where that anger came from in the black community and when it comes to the women, this is my opinion. This is how I view it, right? Is that, for one, in the Black communities, there's a lot of missing fathers. Fathers aren't around, right? And we know that. We know that. And when the fathers aren't around, the children, female and male, but let's talk about the female, are yearning for the father's love, period. They want the father's love. They're looking for it. What does that look? And it's not like they're looking for it, but something's missing and they don't know what it is, but it's the father's love, right? And oftentimes what's left is the mothers who stay around, which you got to give them the credit for at least staying around, the mother, right? But the mothers are, in the Black community, oftentimes are very angry. Not all, but very angry in the Black community. The mothers are. And that's because of their upbringing and their life and their situations, right? And they take that anger out on the children. They unleash that wrath, right? And what that does to the children, to the little girls, the little Black girls and the boys, is it puts fear into them, right? And this is what happened to me and my father at one point when I was younger. It puts the fear in the children. And the children now have this fear, and in a weird, twisted way, they turn mama or whoever has this angry spirit. It could be the father too, but mostly the mothers, right? It turns into this weird, like, twisted, mama is God, right? Mama becomes God. You're afraid of her. You want to respect her. You don't want to make her mad. You don't want to feel her wrath, right? And also women, the mothers, are also emotional, right? So they also want to be worshiped. So not only are they angry in the home, the moms are angry, the Black mothers are angry, but they also are emotional. So they also have emotional needs that they want to be met, right? And they impose that on the children. So these children grow up resenting the parents, but they're so subject to the parents that they end up praising them, even though they resent them and they hate them, but they're afraid. And they have that same spirit in them passed down from their parents, their moms, right? Dads in some cases too, right? And then that spirit in them is now identifies with both. So now the child and the mom identify with each other, right? Even though the child resents the mom, they still identify because mama is comfort. I know how to deal with mama. I know how to live life with the way my mama speaks to me, the way mama is God, right? So they don't speak up because they're afraid. So that's how the anger comes in. That's where the anger comes in. And generations over time passes it down, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. More angry, right? But mama is also controlling, right? She also has that female nature. And a female nature, which is Satan's nature, is very controlling. Very controlling. So not only is mama God, but like I said, she's also an emotional female, and she wants to be worshiped and praised because she's looking for love. Let me know if you guys are with me. I'm getting deep here. Oh, I'm getting deep. Let me know if I'm making sense. But mama wants to be worshiped and praised because she has that female nature. So guess what happens, especially in the Black community, but all around the world, all races. But guess what happens? Everybody now, including men and children and dogs and cats and all the animals, are subject to mama, the woman, out of fear and out of anger, subject to mama. They all bow down to mama because mama is God. Right? So they're angry. Now this is all about to make sense. And over time, it just gets worse. Now, Jasmine Sullivan is talking about why men are leaving, right? Well, one of the points I just made is that women are angry. The black men are angry. I mean, the black men can't deal with the black women because the black women are angry and they're controlling. And they're hard to deal with. And it's a lot of work, right? And men don't want to deal with that. But then now there's black men in the black community who have been turned away from masculinity due to being subject to mama. So the black men leave, and this is out of weakness. Black men who leave, it's not just that they can't deal with the woman, they're weak. Right? Black men are weak. Not all. Right? And they just don't know how to deal with the black women. They don't know how to because they don't know what to do. What do? I don't know what she wants. I give her what she wants, and she's mad at me. I don't give her what she wants, then she's mad at me. I buy her flowers, then she's mad. Then she's still yelling at me because she sees I'm looking over here. And then it's all this stuff. They don't know how to deal with it. And shame on black men for being weak, right? Shame on black men for being weak. Because it's men's duty after 18 to we got to get it together. So men are at fault here too. If they're running away, it's because they're weak. They can't handle you. But weak men only run away from like the women they can't deal with because this is what happens. They run away and then they go find another woman in another race, like a white girl or Asian or whatever, right? Hispanic. And they find the same spirit, but the reason why they like the other race is because they want to feel a sense of dominance. We as men love to be dominant, right? Even if it's not genuine authority, we love dominance. So we want to be dominant over the woman. So black men leave the women that they can't get under control to go get the white woman or Asian woman that they can have dominance over, that they can control, that they can feel like a man, but they're still weak and insecure. So they ran away for nothing, right? But they don't know that. But they want dominance. So black women aren't fun to be around, and black men are too weak to deal with it. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. And this is the conversation that needs to be had in the black community. Why aren't we saying this? Why aren't we talking about this? There's some people who are, like Brandon Tatum, Jesse Lee Peterson. Like, it's no shade against black people. It's not personal. It's like, what do you call it? Accountability. Holding our fellow brothers and sisters, whether black, white, Asian, whatever, accountable. Like, look at you. You're the problem. It's you. Jasmine Sullivan, you're looking at this man. You're looking at this man, these black men. Don't look at the black men. Look at you. Are you right? Right? Are you right? And when you're right, right people will come around you. But maybe you're attracting these men who run away. Why are you attracting it? What about you as an attracting a weak man? But the point is to always look in the mirror. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a call real quick, and then I'm gonna come back with another thing about that, some more lyrics that she said. But I'm gonna take a call, and again, you guys can call in 888-775-3773. Call in, and we could talk. We could chat about the subject at hand or anything else. It could be off subject too, so you can definitely call in. Amazing, right? Did I get to the super chats last week? I think I got to the super chats last week. I think I did. I'm gonna try to get to the super chats today too. Amazing. So let me take a call. William out of California is a first-time caller. William, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Second time. I caught you 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Second time.
Congratulations on your show.
That's my bad. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No big deal. No big deal. What a subject. What a subject.
Right on.
You know, somebody's in the chat room right now, he just absolutely hates me, but I won't trip on him. He actually took for granted. You know what they say about assumptions? They say, he sounds like he wants to be white.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he has a white woman.
I heard
actually,
that one.
Dum-dum, my woman is black.
Ooh,
very black. Blacker than you are.
Motive.
And the guy that know I'm talking about knows I'm messing with I ain't getting in no college bet. I ain't gonna even mention his name. Blacker than you will ever be. She's from Ghana, and she is real black. And you know what she told her cousins back there? Do not emulate American black women.
Oh.
If you do Ghana, it's going to sink.
Oh, interesting. Interesting point.
Definitely the truth. It's not even a lie. So I'm going to say this, man. I know what you're talking about. I went to all integrated schools myself. I even went to a Jesuit high school. And I'm going to tell you something. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got a best friend in Texas right now that called me last night. He said, man, I said, who has harmed you? We were talking about who has harmed who and what and why. He says, man, do you know who has done me the most wrong growing up? I said, who? My own black people. And his dad was a Black Panther.
Yep.
Number 4 in charge.
Yep.
And he said, man, the reason why black men are walking away from black women is because black women have somehow got the formula to overpower their men.
Yeah.
And that's why black men choose to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the quality, I know you heard me today talking about ladies versus women or female. It's a big difference, man. You're from Louisiana? I am too.
Oh, okay, right on.
What part? I'm Creole too. So what part?
I'm not personally from there.
Yeah. What part of the family from?
All around Louisiana. Specifically, I'm not too familiar.
Shreveport.
I'm not too familiar because I have family all over Louisiana, so I don't know.
Lake Charles, all of them places, man. Yeah, it's full of Creoles.
Yeah.
It's where the black people look white and the white people look black.
Exactly.
Because the blacks are Creole and the whites are Cajun.
The blacks are Creole, the whites are Cajun. Yep. Yeah, my mom definitely, she looks white, but you could tell that there's a mix in there.
Right.
But it's the Cajun. Right. You're right, 100%.
Right. Some of the finest women in the United States come from Louisiana. As a matter of fact, Muhammad Ali's third wife, the one that when he went to Manila to fight, and Belinda came and beat him up in the hotel, the reporter, that's Leila's mother.
Oh, okay.
She went to school with my mother. They're from Lake Charles.
Can you pull up a picture, Hassan, of Leila's
mother? She was a looker.
Okay, I'll check it out.
She was a looker.
So you agree, just because of time here, so you basically agree that black women or black people in general in the inner city community, they have that problem with the anger, and the women tend to be controlling, which is why black men tend not to gravitate towards them. But let me ask you, because if you're married to a black woman,
not married yet.
Oh, okay, your girlfriend.
Yeah.
It is so. What's that like? What's that relationship like? What's that dynamic like? Do you ever see those moments to where, because it's been taught for so many generations, that kind of attitude and demeanor, do you see that in your girlfriend, or what's that like?
Not at all. She's very beautiful, submissive, cooperative, and I never see that side of her. I always wonder what it is about her. That's why I'm with her. And I've dated black women all my life and other colored women. I went to integrated schools, all of that. I've seen black people bully and be racist with everybody.
Yeah.
Even themselves. And
here's a picture of Layla Ali's mom for the chat.
right.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Very pretty. Very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
My mom went to school with her. They're from Lake Charles.
Okay, nice.
I was born there. I was born in Lake Charles. I'm telling you, there's some lookers down there.
Okay, but go ahead. You said submissive and
I would have to say the civil rights in Section 8 and the war on poverty in the mid '60s probably did it when they rewarded the woman to get the father out the house. That's when you get a lot of black men that worship women.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love black women. They're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I've dated outside my race, but they are just so gorgeous. All of them from every country. They all have a unique thing. But you don't want to emulate what the American black woman's doing.
You don't want to say that again? You don't want to emulate?
You don't want to copy what our women are doing. None of these countries.
Okay, I see.
You're going to get a better woman in the Caribbean. You're going to get a better woman over in Africa. Hands down.
So your opinion,
your
opinion, you think the American black women are the ones that are hard to deal with?
Worst women in the country.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Right now, they're the worst women in the country, and it's not picking on them.
Yeah.
Because you are a reflection of your parents.
Exactly.
And I was taught when I was like really young, a father told me this. He said, man, you and your brother running around here looking at these fools in the neighborhood at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, doing this, that, and the other, looking for this and looking for that. The ones you need to be looking at is the one on the 43 Masonic bus stop at 7:30 in the morning. That's the ones you need to be looking at, not somebody that's out at 3, 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock during the day.
Right.
I didn't know that.
It makes sense to me. Hey, William, thank you, because the time I do got to move forward here.
I'm going to move along, but, just look at them. Don't look at them from the head down. Stop doing that because you're not looking at nothing real anyway. You look at them from the bottom up because the feet are the first thing that touches the water.
Interesting. I never heard that one.
And Frederick, my mother is doing just fine, Frederick. I've had both parents all my life, Frederick. I know you're obsessed with me. It's okay. I see you in the chat.
All right, William. Hey.
You got to give him something to do. But that's my opinion, man. They're beautiful, but they're walking away.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
I appreciate it, William. Thank you. Thank you for the call. I'm going to add a little bit more on what you just said. But then call me again, man. Great points.
Sure. All right.
All right, bye. Listen here. Not only is William dating a black woman, and he's dated black women his whole life and other races, he's also given a perspective on the fact that he loves black women, right? I mean, I don't know this man, so I don't really know if he loves black women, but he's dated black women, right? And he prefers black women, right? But he's still able to be honest and say, like, hey, like, there's something going on here. You know what I mean? And like he said, I guess he met his girlfriend, and she's not from America, I think he said. And she is a black woman, but her values are different. So that's interesting, right? And I have nothing against black females. I've been around black females. I have black female friends, right? And I've had a lot of students who have been black, right? And if I'm being all the way honest, I've had more problems with the black students than my white, Asian, or Hispanic students. Not even lying. I've had more problems with the black students and their parents than I had with any other race. It's not personal and it's not an attack. It's just a reality. And I think that black people, I know that they know that this is not true, right? But they pretend as if people are trying to attack them. And some people may be doing it in the wrong spirit. Some people are doing that, right? But let's still be honest. There's something going on. That's the problem. And if you're a grown adult and you're pointing the finger, you should be looking at yourself in the mirror like, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? And this is why black women are leaving, black men are leaving black women. But I have a black woman's perspective coming in on the line right now. And then I'm going to get back to this topic. A black woman's perspective. I don't know where she's going to go with it. I don't know. But I'm going to bring her on. Maze out of Ohio wants to talk about what we're talking about here on the show. Maze, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hi, Maze.
Sometimes you have to, how do I put this? If you're a traveler and you see things and know people and be around people, you have a different perspective for those that sit in one spot and look at it in one perspective.
Yeah.
And you have black men marrying Caucasian women. You got Caucasian women marrying black men. You got black women marrying Caucasian men. And you see it all. It depends on where you are.
Yeah.
If you out in the boondocks and that's all you see is somebody look like you and maybe somebody moved in, for you to have a little squat about, you don't want them to be your neighbor or something like that, those are the people that got problems, not those that enjoy life and enjoy people.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's wrong with some people. And they always want to look at, why do he have to convince you that he's a black man or he got a black woman? It doesn't really matter. And Ghana, my friends from Ghana, they don't try to be like me and I don't try to be like them. I just learn from them.
I agree. But what do you think about black women being mad about black men leaving? Do you think that's happening? I don't know
anything. All are mad about people leaving. The white ones are too. The black ones and the white ones, everybody. And the men, I won't even go there because I don't want you to get no strike.
Thank you, Maze.
Okay, so the Spanish and all of the people, everybody is enjoying each other except those farts that sitting around and is unhappy because they see people being happy.
Right.
Yes, those are the people that got problems.
But do you think that black women specifically have a problem that they're not recognizing as an issue within that's causing them to point the finger and say that black men don't want us no more? What do you think about that?
Well, that's not what black women said. That's what the men said to the black woman. And I just remember the time I told you, I said they're going to keep on. She still try to protect him and take care of him, and he keeps leaving her out. So now she's sprouting and going around and marrying foreigners. African American, black Americans, and you got Chinese American, black Americans, and you got like Janet Jackson and Eve and all those people that some people just like stuck on. Who are they marrying? Venus? When they get married? Serena, they're getting married.
Yeah.
And then look what happened over to what's the one that the one that they're trying to throw out the biggest wedding of the century?
Kim Kardashian?
No, she don't have too many men. No. The one, the princess. Princess, yeah.
The president?
They ran her from over there.
Oh, you're talking about...
Meghan.
Meghan Markle, yeah.
Yes, and they wasn't happy with that wedding. So don't seem like they having no problem. Seem like some men are having a problem because of what they think is happening.
Wait, who are not having a problem? The women?
No, neither one.
The women or the men are not having a problem with
No,
what?
if you're around those type of people, they're not having a problem. Getting married every day.
Wait,
so you find people that don't know what they talk about and sit back and want to be in misery. Those are the problems. That's how I look at it.
So you're saying the people who are the problem are the people who are sitting back and who are miserable about themselves no matter the color. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I say.
Oh, okay. But
And a lot
that's
of-
true. But that's true. But
But
today,
they
really
might be
quick though.
losing-
Really quick.
I said they might be losing to Don Lemon or either people like that. Who would be upset?
But would you agree
You have
that
to look at it that way too.
I don't know what I missed that part that you said about Don Lemon, but do
I
you
said the women
agree
lose and they
that?
win.
But really quick, I want to ask you this. But do you agree that it is happening though in the black community that the women are mad because it's in all races? You're right. There's all people who are going a different way, and for me, I don't even look at it as a point of like I want her because she's Mexican. I want her because she's white. I want her. I like to just like who I like, but I see a lot of people in the black community, oftentimes females, mad that the black males don't want them anymore.
Well, that's the circle that you're around, but I'm not. But see, I
Okay.
said like this: if Dick Cheney can have a black person's heart, why should it matter what color it is of a person? But unless they stuck with hatred. And I don't know
Right.
why William got to convince everybody that he's a black man. He needs to stop.
What? Stop. Stop.
Nobody
what?
giving him the test. Hey, who cares what he is? He's a man, I guess. But he's mad with black people.
Oh, you
And we
think
didn't
he's
do
mad?
nothing
You
for
think
him.
William's mad? I don't think William was mad.
Yes, he is. He's upset. He's with women. He upset with women. He got to can tell you what kind of wife he got and where she's from and what don't. Those people in those countries are not even up to date to what American women are wearing and doing.
Fair enough, Mace.
They're a little bit behind. So if you travel and see things, you can see it with your eyes and not listen to what somebody got to say. And stop pulling out videos and pull out some that look like him and show some of those too. Everything is equal.
All right, fair enough, Mace. Thank you for
Sweetness and crime. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, Mace. Thank you. Fair enough. Mace, Mace making a fair point. I think that she leans away from admitting things about black community. Maybe, I don't know why. But her point is valid that all people are this way and all people are leaving each other and it doesn't matter if it's male or female or black or white, Hispanic. She's making the point that's valid, right? So I agree there, but I definitely think in America, there's like a thing when it comes to black women that they're hurt, but they are not being honest about why, right? They just hate black men or they resent black men. So with that being said, let me take another call. I'm taking calls today. Are you guys proud of me? Because I still have more content, but I'm putting y'all first, chat. I'm putting you guys first. I'm taking calls because you guys want to hear the calls. I'm going to take the calls, right? So I'm going to take another call. Frederick out of Los Angeles. Frederick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's going on, Joel?
What's going on, Frederick?
Great show, great topic.
Thank you.
I'm tired. Look, women, if you claim that they're angry, you can't be beta and run from it. You know what I'm saying? You got to conquer your fears
For sure.
and deal with your anger.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Running from it, like these passport brothers doing, trying to go overseas to get somebody submissive. Say you practice BDSM and you a dom. There you go. Everybody you meet, you tell them that if you want to be a dom. You know what I'm saying? They done made up these initials back in 91, and these white men want to be slapped. They go to strip clubs, have bachelor parties, want to be abused by women, and then act like they're so alpha in public. But they be getting pegged and everything else.
Yep.
So, Joel, these women know how to make money, and they don't need a man. And they're going to treat you to see how you control them. And if you got to go to Ghana to get a wife, that's
true.
sad.
That's true. You got to run away. That's true. I don't believe in running away either. I don't believe that it's necessary to run away.
You ran away
like
from the black women. You said you met black women. They angry now. That's not your preference.
I agree.
That's prejudice.
Wait.
Don't be prejudiced.
Wait, you're saying that I'm prejudiced for what?
Prejudging black women for your old experience.
No, it's not prejudgment. These are just the reality. This is what I've seen throughout
That's
my
the
life.
realities of your past, of it's not reality that all black
No,
women
not
are
on my,
like
not
this.
just on my past. You're right. Part of my past it was what made it stand out to me. But throughout my life, I've seen this be the
What
case.
did Jesse say about picking sides and not choosing? I called Hank earlier about this. Like, y'all say one thing, but then y'all go in and y'all like, yeah, we judging over here. We're going to do this. And, like, I don't want y'all to be like, all thoughts are all lies so we can do what we want to do. Don't believe what you thinking, you seeing, me seeing over here.
Fair enough.
They call all thoughts are all lies, but I'm going to do this. Like, no.
I get your point, though. I get your point. But where am I wrong about what I'm saying? Like, where am I wrong about?
Yeah, you're overgeneralizing black women saying they're all angry. I don't agree.
Well, not all. I agree. Not all. There's definitely like decent ones who are working on themselves or who had decent fathers and parents in the home who are.
I mean, with that stereotype, of course, when black women even have that conversation, they can't even get mad, or you gonna prove them right.
They can't get mad, or you gonna prove them right.
Or to prove the other person right, like, see, there you go angry again, like,
I see.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
You know
I don't
what
do
I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah, I agree with Frederick. I agree. People tend to do that. I honestly, that's not my approach and my perspective.
That's what they
and the people,
with, a lot of stress.
Well, let me say this though, is that
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
from my perspective, I don't ever take that approach. I don't take that approach to where I'm like, well, look at you. You're acting like a black. I don't take that approach because I like to deal with people individually. But on the topic at hand, the reason why it had came up about black people in the black community and talking about Jasmine Sullivan is because her specifically and other black women I've heard, they speak about it from like a us perspective. As black men don't want us. They're leaving us. So I'm making their point was the intention of being honest. Like it's not that black men just want to run away. Yes, they're weak.
They ain't lying. She's trying to wake up the masses because 400,000 passports been filed in the last 3 months or so, and it's been a backlog where people can't even get passports because they running over everybody to get some wives.
And that's weak.
It's
that's
all
weak
over
men.
the internet.
It's weak men.
Yeah,
for
and
running.
they scared down. They want their women to act right. I mean, you're gonna hear that, but I mean, hey,
Great
you gotta know what you're looking for when you're out there dating. That's all I got.
Well, I appreciate it, Frederick. Thanks for calling in. Call me again, man. Appreciate the topic.
All right, we'll do, Joel. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too. I say, just focus on yourself and let all things be added. Best way to go. Focus on yourself. Stop looking for somebody. Stop searching for somebody. Stop wondering what the black man's doing. Stop wondering what the white man, white woman. And just focus on you. Keep your eyes on yourself. And yeah, are you going to have pain? Yeah, pain is a lie. Are you going to feel lonely? Yeah, loneliness is a lie. Go through it. And then you'll be grateful you go through it because you'll realize it was a lie for one. And then God will add the right person to you, no matter the color. Because the color don't really matter. That's what Maze is saying. The color really don't matter at the end of the day. The color don't matter. Is she green, yellow, orange? Is she small or big, a midget? I seen a fine midget the other day. She was fine. And I was thinking like, I don't know. Look, she looked at me one more time. It's a wrap. But it don't matter, right? Because God's going to add who he needs to add to you if you're just focusing on you and doing what you're supposed to do. Because you're only going to add problems to yourself. So let me finish this point really quick is that she says, it ain't right how these hoes be winning. Am I allowed to say hoes? Oop. It's my show. She said, it ain't right how these hoes be winning. And she's like mad about that. And I'm thinking, they're easier to deal with. Weak men get their needs met without back talk when it comes to these hoes, right? Weak men, they're getting their needs met. That's why they want the hoe. Because the hoe ain't giving the back talk. Right? And by the way, these hoes and this weak men, they're not winning. So she says these hoes out here winning. They're not winning. Those are just two broken people that are using each other. They ain't winning. They ain't got no peace. The hoe ain't winning. The weak black man ain't winning. You're two broken people using each other. And last thing, she says, I ain't want to be, but you gonna make a hoe out of me. She said, I ain't want to be, but you gonna make a hoe out of me. And I think that is a thing too. It's like, don't change now. I mean, change what you need to work on yourself, but don't now be a hoe for the man because you want the attention. But that's all. She said, though, I just wanted to break those things down. And I want to close it out with this because I got to end because Nick's coming in. The American Anchor Baby is coming in next for his amazing show. And by the way, Hassan got a show that he's starting tomorrow. First episode tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Same time as me, but on Wednesday. He's got his own show coming out, so make sure you guys check that out. I already know it's about to be good. Because Hassan's a good guy, and he's working on himself and watching himself and, you know, all the good stuff. So we got another one on the network. Y'all ain't ready for the network. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all better subscribe all across the board. But anyway, before I close out, instead of wanting acceptance so bad, focus on yourself. This goes for all people. Focus on yourself. That's it. Watch yourself. Look in the mirror. Go through that pain of loneliness and all that stuff, which it doesn't even exist. Just go through it. Focus on yourself. And God will add all things unto you. It will happen. There's no maybe, he will, maybe. It will happen. If you're meant to be married, it will be added. Focus on yourself, because that way when that husband or wife comes to you, you're ready. Paradise on earth. You know what I mean? You don't want to be dealing with this pain and heartache, trying to figure it out on the way. You know what I mean? You want a strong foundation. It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect before you find the person, but you want your foundation to be strong enough to where when somebody comes in and problems happen, it may knock you down a little bit, but you're still firm. The house doesn't fall. So focus on yourself. Love yourself, and you won't need nobody else to love you. You won't worry about the black man running away because he missed out on a good woman if you're a good woman. You know what I'm saying? It's about you. Get to know yourself, overcome the anger, and be the person a man wants to be around or a woman wants to be around forever till death do you part. Amen. I got to end. Thank you guys for watching the show. Hope that made sense. Follow me on all platforms across the board, Joel Friday TV and The Gifted to Dance. All platforms. We're putting more content out. Make sure you share this video, subscribe, like, so the algorithms can do this thing, y'all, because we got to get this message out. It needs to get out on all the people across the JLP network. We got some good stuff, so make sure you share and do all that good stuff. I thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Until next time, bye.
I don't do this for the follow.